we become centered towards what material achievements or what so-called achievements in life one has to get to feel arrived. Now, some of it is comes internally, but a lot of it is conditioning that comes from the external environment. You are brought up believing that one has to achieve X to become Y. And in this chase towards something which probably many of us don't consciously think about, don't consciously choose a path to achieve that something that we are going after. How does one train himself or herself to be more conscious, to be more mindful, which as a result then brings more awareness?
First and foremost, when it comes to the material world, it's not divided by the spirit. There is no division as such. It's all the same. It's a part and parcel. But then when we are living in a world which is purely based in survival instinct, then all these things come to the surface in a very negative kind of a way. And then all these emotions of acquiring and competitiveness and comparison starts to be built into the mind of a child, not just by society, from the parents, from the circle of friends that one moves in, from the books that people read, from the movies that people watch. So everything has an influence on that person. So there might be a child who must be actually getting into sports, and he must be really good at football, but because of the situation and the environment, he might pick up cricket because there is more glamour attached to it. It's always seen, and at this point in time, money also is a big equation here. So in the process of not realizing the truth of the self, one might get into this thing of reaching out to a particular sport or say a art form or something that brings in some kind of glamour satisfaction to the person. It's a very external, surface level satisfaction that people get out of it. Maybe this person who's very good at football, if he had put himself into it, he would have become the best possible footballer ever. But now that compromises happened inside his heart because of the external environment and all of that, he might play for the country. He might not become the master of the game. He might be good at it. He might even acquire the wealth that is needed. But the vacuum that will be there in his life, it will never go. It's all to do with the vacuum that one feels. People tend to fill in that vacuum by putting unnecessary things in it. Like suppose there is a small little child who goes to a shop and wants a particular toy, but then the first thing that the child sees is there is another kid who's buying another toy, and the toy that would have filled her heart with a feeling of completion, of satiation, would go for that toy because now the mind has jumped into it. So the division actually happens between the mind and the heart. When a person goes with the heart and the real desire, that is the real desire, then that contentment and the completion will happen. And the person, even if he does not get or reach where the other people are thinking that he should, the contentment will never be taken away from his heart. Maybe suppose this person who's a footballer, who's a good footballer, he just plays for some local league team, but he's so happy in doing that, he's content. If he was playing some other sport, if not football, though the world would have showered him with all the money and everything, but there is a small part of him which would have missed that. And Just an example, if the same person is coming back after winning a tournament, a cricket tournament, and on his way back, he's just in his car, he rolls his window down and he sees the stadium where there are small kids playing football. His heart jumps out of the window. And then he realizes what is it that he has really missed out on. So when we go after things which the mind says is the thing needed, that's when this problem happens. The mind is required. The mind is required to know the heart, though. Without the mind, we cannot survive. But there has to be a complete, absolute collaboration. It has to be so much in synchronicity that both work in tandem. The emotions should go along with the thought process. The emotions of the heart should go with the thought process of the mind. It's like, again, here, yin and yang, Shiva and Shakti. Again, when it comes to desire, do we really know the true desire that the heart wants? And are we living out that desire, or is it fabricated? Is it a wrong belief? Is it a mask that was given to us? To know all this, it is very important that you come to a state of awareness, and this is where the awareness helps you. This is where the awareness will take you inside to the core of yourself and reveal the real thing, your love, your desire, as you say. So introspection and meditation is very important in every circumstance of life.